So hello and welcome to J Designs. So today we're going to be talking about airing down your tires when we're going off-road. I know I'm not off-road. I live kind of far away from all my off-road spots, so we're in a parking lot today. But anyways, I wanted to talk about the way I air down my tires because I think it's a bit of a unique way. We're not going to talk about why you should air down your tires when you're going off-road. I have a whole separate video explaining that. But real quick, there are a ton of benefits to airing down your tires when you go off-road. More traction, more suspension travel is a big one. Again, there's going to be an example on that if you don't believe me. Less wear and tear on your vehicle, less wear and tear on the trail. Make sure and go check out that other video. But let's get into how I air down my tires. All right, so this tire is sitting at 36 PSI. We're gonna take it down to 15 PSI. 35 to 15 is a pretty common street to trail pressure in my opinion. And we're gonna time the whole process. The timer will be sitting right there the entire time. I'm actually gonna reinstall the valve stem cap. You'll see why in a second. And let's get this going. Go ahead and start the time, and then what I'm gonna do is unscrew the valve stem cap, and I'm actually going to turn it around and reinsert it back into the valve stem, and I'm gonna unscrew the valve core, and you'll see why in a second. It's gonna get very loud. So now it is absolutely dumping air pressure out, and this is why this is the fastest way to air down tires. It dumps about a PSI a second. It's pretty crazy. Valve stem reinstalled, and that is 15 PSI, so that's time. So about a minute. Pretty quick in my opinion. So here's a close-up what's going on inside of the valve stem. This would be the valve stem cap that we've mounted this way and screwed on. Essentially what you do is you unscrew it, you invert it, you install it into your valve stem. So now this would be down the bore of the valve stem, and then you would twist both of these, and it actually just entirely pulls this little guy out of your valve stem, and this is your actual valve. That's what's controlling the air. By completely removing this out of the valve stem, there's actually no resistance, or not as much resistance as there would be with this guy in here. So the air dumps out incredibly fast. And then you just use your traditional air gauge to check the pressure. It takes a bit of practice because you have to not drop this guy, and then you reinstall it back into the tire when you get to the ideal pressure, but it is super fast. All right, now I gotta air this tire back up, so let me show you something real quick. Another video you might wanna check out. This truck has a really awesome four-corner air system where it hooks from the body to the tire, and I can just get back in the truck, not have to be out here while the compressors are airing up the tire. So I'm not in mosquitoes, I'm not in the humidity, I'm not in the cold, I'm in the air-conditioned cab. It's great. It's a separate video, make sure and check it out. If you decide to air down by pulling your valve core out of the valve stem, there's two different ways to do it. So you can buy these valve stem caps that have the Schrader valve removal tool built into them. So you've already seen in this video, you just pull the cap off, invert it, pull the core. But you can also get this guy. So this is a valve stem core tool. It's a multi-tool, but it also has the Schrader valve removal tool built right into the head of it. The beauty thing of this, one, these guys are not that expensive. The beautiful thing though is you can get this little box pretty much anywhere auto parts are sold. You'll find this guy, and it comes with that valve core removal tool, and then it comes with extra valves, which is something you should carry if you're pulling your valve cores out, because you can damage the little seat in there and then you'll have a leak. But this little thing right here is less than $2. Cannot beat that. And then I don't remember how much these were. I bought them in a pack of 10 off Amazon, but they're amazing. This is my preferred method over this. So I have tried other air up and down systems. So this thing screws into your valve core, and then it has a little spring thing in here, like a diaphragm or whatever, and it automatically deflates your tires to like a certain PSI. But I found them to be super inaccurate. On top of not being accurate, they are deathly slow in comparison to just pulling the entire valve core out.
I also had one of those things that it's a tool that looks like an air inflation chuck, but it's designed to actually pull the valve cord, but it retains this little guy in the tool for you. I also found that to be a little bit slower than this guy. I used to have one, but I thought it was in here with all my air fittings, but it's not in here, so I must have got rid of it. The only way that I've found that's faster to air down your tires than what I do is from a company called Apex Designs, and they build a complete replacement valve stem that just replaces your valve stem, and then it airs down incredibly quickly. It's got, you know, these ports and this little nice red slidey thing, so you literally just pull up on that and it absolutely dumps pressure out. I have a friend called Classy's Garage on YouTube. He has an awesome Tacoma, and he has 4 of these things, and it's super fast and easy. So this video is part of a 3-part series on airing down your tires. You've already seen some clips from those other 2 videos, so you've seen my 4-tire air system, and I've talked a little bit about some of the reasons as to why you should air down. But if you want a much more in-depth explanation on either of those, go check out those other 2 videos. The big thing I want to drive home is if you decide to air down when you're going off-road, which you should, is that you should make your air up and down airing down process as simple as you can possibly make it, because that's going to make you more likely to want to air down. So the valve core removal tool that we talked about in this video makes it super quick and easy to air down. It's also very cheap. And then kind of on the other end of the not cheap spectrum is that 4-tire air system that you saw in this video.